Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another one of many, a multitude, a platitude, a plethora of VR Master League casts. My name is NightFiree. I'm here with my co-caster, Sleepy. Sleepy, how you doing today, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing good. A little tired from our match earlier today, but it was a good one. Wish it was casted. That would have been a good one for everyone to see. But yeah, I'm thankful NightFiree stepped in and is lending a hand with me, because I am worn out. So, but I'm excited to see this game. I hope we get a good one going here. Got Great Apes versus Pheonix. Great Apes being my former team, and Pheonix being a team we just battled with last week. So I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, it should be exciting. We haven't had too much coverage on the Great Apes as a squad this season. I'm curious to see how they play. I'm going to take a quick look here. They have been in the league for quite some time, since Season 2. So they're definitely a veteran squad. Curious, how long have Pheonix been? Pheonix have been around for almost longer than that. They've been around since Season 1. Yeah, Gibbs and a couple of these guys on this squad are some serious veterans. This should be an interesting match.
I think so. Great Apes have been doing some restructuring. They've picked up a few new players here recently. So they're still working out some of the kinks with some of the cohesion on the team, but you know, they were really building up strong at the end of last season. We were definitely getting up high. I mean, our MMR was decent enough to where they drew SMC as one of their first couple of weeks matches, so it's always a tough one. But they managed to pull it out, or, well, they didn't pull it out, but, you know, they put their effort in, and SMC's a tough team, so you can't really blame them for that.
Yeah, no kidding. They were looking really good today, going up against the Globochem, who, you know, is a real force to reckon with. They had some good rounds, but couldn't quite pull it out there. But let's focus on the rounds at hand as some helicopters fly over in my game. Do you have a password yet, by the way?
No, I do not. I'm waiting for that. I will send a message to Irish now and see if they've got a lobby information.
Okay, I see a lobby open. Anyway, let's take a look at these rosters here for today. On the Great Apes side, we have Irish Gorilla, Lightsteed, Purple Highway, Tau Cow, Snooperfax, Tyler, 35421, and Yoshiro-sama. Irish Gorilla is a very long time vet.
Yeah, absolutely, and a name that a lot of people in the community and in the VR community in general would be playing for it, or would recognize, as he's done a lot of YouTube videos for promotionals for both ProTube and for various games as well. So if you haven't checked him out, go to his YouTube channel, youtube.com/theirishgorilla. He does some really good quality work,
yeah.
And he works in the film and TV industry, so he knows what he's doing. So. Looks like I do have a password now. I will go ahead and send that over to you, Nightfire, and we will get into this lobby.
Sweet. Take a quick look over at the Pheonix roster. We have Gibbs, FKA Leroy, Bluega, Maul number 718, Malcriado, Officer Statham, and Enacker. They're a pretty powerful squad. They've been competing real well this season, going up against Danglers, their only real match where they struggled. I want to see how they do against this team. This should be interesting. I hope to see some real tight plays out of both squads.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Pheonix is going to come out pretty heavy. They took quite a heavy loss to Danglers last week, and I think that probably motivated them to the point where they're going to come at the Apes with some fire. But we'll have to see. You know, the Apes are capable of pulling some crazy stuff out too. I've seen them pull some good upsets on a couple of great teams before, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that is very true. I hope we started off on Bazaar too. It would be a nice way to kind of kick things off. I think Bazaar is a fantastically competitive map. It's so hard to really have a blowout on Bazaar, in my opinion.
Yeah, Bazaar is one of those maps where you can get points on both sides. It's not a one-sided map. It's not like playing Subway, for example.
Right. Yeah. And hopefully, well, you know, I don't know. Subway maps can be kind of exciting, but I wouldn't mind avoiding a Subway map today. Probably just jinxed us right there.
Yeah, agreed.
Probably just we're in trouble now. We're gonna get Subway for sure.
Well, let's see. I mean, I'm not sure. Do you know who was home and who was away for this match?
I believe it was the Great Apes are home.
Are home?
Yes.
Okay. So, depending on how this first map pick goes, Pheonix may go to Subway to try and recoup some points. I know we saw that against Anglers, so maybe they'll try and do the same thing if the Great Apes manage to put a hurting on them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can go back and look at... I think we can. I don't know if we have map choice. That would be something we should start recording in the... Do we record that? Oh, we do. Okay, interesting. So we actually have... You can look at their map choices already. When they were home, they went Cargo and Bazaar as their picks, so... If we're sticking with that theme, then we could potentially see a Cargo as our third map. They did well on Bazaar against SMC Tactical. Went 2 and well, as well as you can, 2 and 5. So they're actually 2-3 against them, and yeah, it's pretty. It should be interesting to see how they fare against Pheonix on Bazaar.
Yeah, so I think It looks like they're going to be remaking the lobby. Irish tells me that they're still doing their map ban and picks, so
perfect.
We will be a little bit longer before we get the official lobby, but I have a feeling that we still might get the Bazaar for the first pick.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot.
I hope so. I love casting that map. It's a great map to cast.
It really is. It's so, I just like it because there's so much potential for, like, I like the penetration of the wood in the map. I think it adds so much to the strategy of that map and how you maneuver around inside of it.
For sure, absolutely. Anytime you can shoot somebody without having to actually pop up or have them pop up is a great asset to be able to utilize, excuse me. But yeah, for sure. Bazaar has a multitude of different reasons for me. I like that it's got nice and open, long streets for those long-range engagements. You've got the Bazaar and all the buildings surrounding it for those short-range, close encounters. And then, of course, you have all these different objectives that have so many different entry points and watch points that you have to make sure that you're paying attention to, or you'll get capped on. So it's a good map overall as far as its balance and its, you know, everything else that's going on with it.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before, but the map balance in general in Onward I think is really great. There's a lot of attention to detail around every objective. It's been thoroughly analyzed, and I think whenever they make new maps, they're always kind of conscious of the competitive scene and how those maps can be affected by it. So it's just fun to see what they're going to come out with next. They've teased a new map that they're working on, which I'm pretty excited to see. That could be a real game changer.
Yeah, that one looks interesting, but going back to your point, yeah, I think the devs do a great job at listening to their competitive community. I mean, granted, there is more to this game and there is more to this community than our competitive league. Of course, you have plenty of public players who love to just play this game for the fun of it. But they do a good job at balancing that for the competitive players because they know that we really put in those hours that some of the guys who play pubs and who just do it for fun don't necessarily put in. So I think they've done a great job at listening to the issues that the players have brought to their attention regarding certain maps. And they're working hard to make sure that they try and accommodate that, especially Subway. I know they're really trying to work out a way to get more entry points into that Subway because they realize, as well as any of the league players and anyone watching, that that's kind of you got a bottleneck on both sides, and that kind of takes away some of the fun of the attacking and defending there.
Yeah, it's been a constant request that they include a third entry point on Subway, so sure we'll see that coming. I don't know. I haven't heard any news on that front, but we can hope, right?
We can hope. I think Dante mentioned that they are still working on it, but it's a little bit more complicated than they might have originally thought, and so that's kind of what's pushed it back and kind of put it on the back burner for now. And thankfully, you know, not a lot of teams in the competitive scene are picking that map right now, so we don't have to worry too much about having to follow it that much. But
we're really jinxing ourselves right now.
Right now every cast we do is going to have a Subway's map selected.
Bad. But yeah, I think we are just going through pick bands right now, and we should be into this match shortly.
Trying to see if they'll give us their pick bands so that way we know and can maybe strategize a little bit and see what we think as to why they might have picked this one or banned that one or so on and so forth. So we'll see if they get it to us. If not, no big deal. We'll have plenty to go off of once the match kicks off. But I'd be interested to see what each team picked and who or what they banned especially.
Yeah, me too. It's a nice little insight into the mindset of each team and what they're thinking about going into each match. Either way, we are hanging here. I think we will throw on some jams while we wait. Probably be a few minutes before we hop back into this lobby and get ready. Could be 1 minute, could be 2, but no, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. We're not going to go anywhere. Hope you don't. Hey! What's this nonsense?
Looks like the chat doesn't want to see any Snorway or Karg blow, as they so elegantly put it. I think they're hoping for some bigger maps with a little bit more range of motion. But I am interested to see, who does the chat think is going to come out on top today? Possibly, I can check. It looks like Irish Gorilla may be offline, maybe he's having some tech issues. I'll try and get in contact with one of them. Okay, I got it. Confirmation. Taocow is the host. Password is the same I sent you before. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Thanks. Okay.
Of course, that's how it works. Yeah, whatever. God damn it. Alright, guys. Sorry. We have to remake it. Yeah, it's not. No spectators left.
Are they remaking? Alright, and looks like I got from Irish Gorilla, it looks like Downfall was banned from Pheonix for the Great Apes, and Subway was banned by the Great Apes on Pheonix. So Downfall and Subway are off the table for this match. I do not either. Like to see some Quarantine. I haven't gotten a chance to really cast a Quarantine map here since I started helping out with the casting duties here at VRML. Looks like the chat seems to think that this one could go either way, and I kind of tend to agree with them. I think this one really could be anybody's game.
Come on, Tom. What is this, amateur hour?
Tuning out of starlight, the innocent lifetime, flickers and flashes under a canvas.
I'm just here for the popcorn.
While the feeling sophisticated.
Excellent. It looks like Pheonix has all their guys in and ready to go. Maybe Zach Fontaine filling in as a reservist? Is he on their roster? I don't recall from when we went over that a little earlier. Went ahead and set a cam up on the start, on the objective there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I think anyone who was watching saw Pheonix pick Subway against the against Danglers, and I think they wanted to cut off that possibility for kind of an easy win or an easy points grab. So I think they tried to ban it for that reason. Now Downfall, I'm not sure, because I kind of thought that Pheonix liked Downfall, so it's interesting to me to see them ban that. But maybe it's because they don't have Smithy. Last week, I think Smithy actually left Pheonix. I don't know if he came back or not, but I do recall seeing in the Discord that he was not too happy at the moment, and I think he was taking a break for a little bit from the league. But I could be wrong. He may be back on the roster, just unavailable for today. But I think that might be why they did not choose Downfall here, because their long-range shooter, Smithy, is no longer currently active with them. That's true. A lot of serious commitments coming down. Really needing guys to practice on a regular basis. Get your teammates together, all in one lobby, consistently play together as much as you can. Because, in all honesty, that's what's put Globochem up on the top where they're at now. Every night you go online, you see at least 4, if not 5, if not almost a complete lobby of them playing together. They play together every day, and it shows. They play well. They're very coordinated. They know what each other are going to do. And it's really paid off for them. So yep, and here we go. We are starting off. The first objective of the Great Apes versus Pheonix is going to be in the East Market, or sometimes eloquently referred to as Citizens Plaza, as there is so much citizens advertisement in this area. And Volk gets into position. They're playing a bit of aggressive spots. However, I'm not seeing too many people cover their backside. Only one guy, Gibbs, who's in the objective nook, is really looking towards the east. So if the Apes can get someone around in the east, maybe get a couple of picks off from across the street, who knows? They might actually be able to come in and take this team out. Looks like they still have 3 pushing up slowly in the south. You got Irish Gorilla and Tau Cow pushing up on the eastern tank now. They're taking it slow. They're checking their corners. They're making sure that nobody's really sitting over here watching this east. And honestly, I think Pheonix is none the wiser, and it looks like that team in the north also managed to just pull off a kill as well. Irish Gorilla calling out that he is ready to start the chaos when they get into position on the north side. So this is obviously a well thought out, coordinated attack. They've already managed to pick 2 on Pheonix. They're making a great push. They haven't lost a single guy, and they are in position now on all sides of the objective to start going in. So let's see what happens here. That's just it. And now you've got a nice spread on the east. You've got Irish Gorilla, Purple Highway, and I believe Tau Cow is over here somewhere as well. Yep, Tau Cow now making his way into the yellow, or in the blue hallway there. And here we go. We've got a push coming up on the eastern side. Purple Highway and Tyler looking to peek in and see what they can see. Oh, but Gibbs catches Purple checking and takes him out. Oh no. No, you know what's funny? I just overheard Irish call in 1 down, so I think he's not aware that he actually just team killed there in that exchange. Malcriado's still in his spot, looking out into the bazaar area. Zach Fontaine in the blue room, and Gibbs now down on the objective. If Tyler can get in here on this north alleyway quiet enough, he could take this cap right out from Zach Fontaine's nose. Tyler is moving up. Zach Fontaine's checking the corner, and he stops the cap attempt there on the corner. Yeah, did look like Irish did manage to pick up another pick on Malcriado there before Zach Fontaine did a spin kill on Irish. But yeah, now we've got a Mexican standoff here, Zach Fontaine and Tau Cow. Fontaine having the advantage as he's got way more cover in front of him with those pillars than Tau Cow. Tau Cow moves out from cover here. Oh, and it looks like a bad grenade. Nope. Just went a little long. That could have been. Oh, and an unfortunate stroke of luck. Zach Fontaine takes out Tau Cow for the last kill. And then falls to the map. Bye, Zach. That was interesting. Yeah, that was kind of the start of the dominoes effect falling over, but they could pull it back here. They get a good defense going, and we did not get a mirrored objective, by the way. Interesting. I just got a message. It seems like people cannot hear you.
Oh, that would be true.
I don't know if it's a volume thing or if it's a full mute.
It's a full mute. I fixed it.
Ah, okay.
Hey, at least they got to hear you, and you were doing great, you know?
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's going to sound like a really odd one-sided conversation there.
Yeah. That's going to be funny. I want to go back and listen to that. You're going to sound like a crazy person.
All right, just letting everyone know that sent me a message that we have corrected the issue.
When you're having a little time here for them to decide, you actually take a look at the score. Irish Gorilla -1. Gotta be having the palm in the face right there.
Also, just a reminder, NightFiree, just keep your eye on that overlay. I think we might have left that one up for part, if not all of that round.
No,
not sure.
Nintendo's just being a drama queen.
Oh, okay. All right, and looks like here we go. We're going to be getting into the next map here, or the next round here.
And I am back. I was gone for so long.
Wait. Okay. Now, I can say from experience, this objective has thwarted the Apes many a times. Now, granted, I haven't been on the roster for quite a while, and I don't know the work that they've been doing, but let's see if they've managed to figure out a good strategy to hold this team off. Pheonix coming out strong from a southwest spawn.
Yeah, oh my gosh, look at this really fast approach out of here from Malcriado, or sorry, Mal number 718. He has a shield out, and he's just charged up here right away.
Yep. He's going to have to face Talcow here in the next few minutes, and if...
It's impressive.
Purple Highway taking some shots at Bluega.
Bluega got out of there just in time.
Okay, now they're stacked up too heavy now on that western side of the market. Talcow should be able to catch one here in a moment. Yep, and Malno gets taken, or I'm sorry, Bluega gets taken out, Malno gets taken out. Malcriado returning fire from his position, and the Apes are looking good. They've only lost one. It's a 4v3 here on Bazaar.
That was a fast trade of events right there. I'm surprised that the shield bearer went down so early. Irish Gorilla managing to get a cross pick, and ooh, another shot coming out. Zach Fontaine
and another kill
from second story, a nice long range shot catching, but I think he got both those 2-story kills there.
It's very possible. That second story window is a great spot for picking up defenders on this objective, because most teams do really enjoy putting at least one person up there, and it is a great spot. You can't really see too well into it from the defense side, so it's an easy spot to get a couple of picks. So now we're sitting 3v3 here on the map. Malcriado's just taking his time here on the southwestern side of the market.
It's kind of a risky spread for their defense too. They have guys no one tight on top of objective.
That's true. Malcriado throws the smoke into the Bazaar, but cuts back. He's going through West Alleys now. I think he's hoping to get the drop on Talcow here. But hopefully, if Malcriado doesn't slow down, Talcow's going to hear him and be able to pick him off through that window in that little dark alley.
Malcriado is going prone. Zach Fontaine catching some fire from across the courtyard here. He's looking for anything and can't find it.
Taking shots from me. Center market.
Yeah, and I mean, Malk could be the threat here. If he can manage to prone his way up through this while they're being distracted. One goes down on the backside. Who's back there? That's Gibbs managing to grab one. He's been rotating all the way around east. I didn't even see him on the map.
Yeah, I was actually just working my camera over there. He's moved off in a Lone Ranger style by himself here on the east, and it did pay off for him. He was able to catch Irish slipping as Irish kind of slid a little too far over in his defensive position. There is still Lightsteed over there, so that side isn't completely shut down, but Gibbs is now working his way north around the back side of the hotel here in the northeast to see if he can't get another pick.
Talkow picking up Malcriado there. Zach Fontaine knows where those shots came from, so he's looking right at where Talkow is. I think he's going.
Lightsteed seeing they're lacking coverage on the objective. He's now moved into the objective building onto the first floor. Ooh, and it looks like Talcow and Zach Fontaine trade. Talcow being taken out completely, but Zach Fontaine still remaining up. So now we just have Lightsteed, who's now sitting, babysitting, incubating the objective, if you will, while Gibbs tries his sneaky Pete attack from the north side.
Yeah, it's some nice moves, some good attempts over there on that side, but Talcow really picking two. If he didn't get those, they would be on objective, so he playing a nice role. It's a more common spot I've started to see people sitting over in that corner. It's a nice angle to cover. You're gonna catch people out only if they're going for objective, basically.
Gibbs now cautiously on the north side, peeking all the spots, all the windows there in the blue room north on the west side of the east side of the objective, and now making his way back around behind. I think he's going to try and get in. Not quite sure what that flashbang was for, but I think he's going to try and sneak in here, but it seems like Light is just going to sit right there. He's going to make Gibbs kill him. He's not going to let him get in there for that cap.
I think this is the right approach, though, to come in from the backside. It is the easier access point. Peek through those windows, you can catch him off guard, and I think that's what Gibbs is looking to do. Here's Lightspeed rotating around now. Yeah, this is
Lightspeed's not careful. We could see a pad pulled here, and Gibbs might be able to sneak up around him. Does Lightspeed know? Oh no, Lightspeed. Gibbs fails to get Lightspeed. Lightspeed backs off and somehow miraculously doesn't die, but Gibbs is going in for the cap. Can Lightspeed catch him? And he does catch him.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't catch him.
Pheonix is...
What is he?
Pulls the pistol out.
Gibbs threw down his tablet and wins it with the pistol. Oh my. That was an entertaining finale to that round. Now Gibbs breathes a sigh of relief as he's now the winner of that round. Wow.
That was a very interesting finale there. I think, man, if he could have just... He had plenty of time to enter in the code. I don't know why he wasn't... Maybe he was trying to and he couldn't get it to work and he abandoned the idea. He got nervous. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I think I think he realized that Light was coming for him. He heard the shots coming. Even though Lightspeed was shooting kind of all over the place, he wasn't really looking. He knew where Gibbs was, I thought, anyways, when he shot towards the objective. Then he ran to the back, shot randomly into a spot, and I think that's when Gibbs decided, you know what, I know he's coming for me. I'm going to drop my tablet and just whip out the pistol and see if I can't defend myself. So, not a bad call, and definitely something that we're seeing a lot more of now, that you can actually let go of that tablet and pull out a weapon.
Yeah, and I wonder if we should radio in. I think this lobby is, I mean, I don't know. We're not getting mirrored objectives, that's for sure, which I think is an interesting happenstance, but it has been happening in certain matches, so I don't know what to think of it.
Yeah, I've noticed it myself in a couple of your previous casts where they weren't lining up on Subway. I mean, I really guess it would be more up to the competitors than up to us, because they're the only ones who are going to be affected by it. I personally never minded having the objective changed each round, the only exception being that Subway North spawn or that Subway North objective. I want that one mirrored, because otherwise somebody gets an unfair advantage with that objective for sure.
We have had 2 rounds so far. I think actually both rounds have come down to the last minute, and they've been 1v1s. So, great. Pheonix are squeaking by with their 2 points in this first map, but they are hanging in there and managing to pull it out.
Yeah, agreed. And Apes are putting up a great fight. Let's see if they can turn up the heat here on this objective. This is an interesting objective, this center crossroads Humvee objective in the south side. It's a pretty easy one to attack with the right plan, because there are just so many avenues that you can come in and take out the defenders or just sneak in right under their nose to get this cap. So
see how they opt to spread over on this west side, and this is interesting to see out of the Great Apes. They're bringing all 5 around for an east rotation.
Yeah, I actually thought I was watching a massive migration going on over here. All 5 going east. I think they just want to throw them off. I think they want them to think that they spawned over here, but I'm not sure what the benefit in that would be, because there's only 2 spawns for this objective for Marsoc anyways. You've got east, northeast, and northwest, so who knows? Who knows what goes on in the mind of an ape?
Either way, Pheonix does have very poor coverage of this east side. They're going to let them basically free cross past tank, and Bluega is going to be their main line of defense in this courtyard area. I think he'll probably catch 1 before getting refragged.
Yeah, I agree there. They basically let 4 members of the Great Apes just walk across the east side, They now have one friendly sitting on the tank watching down. Zach Fontaine is really the only one that I can see here who's in the objective
Irish
building.
gets a pick up there, grabs one up in the on that second story, and now Bluega down. This east side is open for entry.
Looks like Purple Highway is putting down some suppressive fire on the main objective building. He's got Zach Fontaine hidden. Malcriado's going to try and peek here at the blue hallway here next to the objective to see Purple, but he's just not going to have the opportunity.
Take a look over at this position Gibbs is in on the backside. It's an interesting one. He's sitting up on top of he was standing on top of those pallets. It's a pretty good overwatch over that hill, but he's decided to drop back closer to objective.
Yeah, that position has its good and its bad. Oh, Purple almost tagging Malcriado. He did hit him, and now Irish picks up the refrag. Well, not a refrag, but picks up the frag on Malcriado. So nice assist coming out there from Irish with Purple's damage. Going back though to that spot Gibbs was sitting in, that spot's a blessing and a curse. You can see over that wall and see some interesting stuff, but you're really exposed if someone sneaks up from behind you.
Shots coming out on the backside, one getting picked up. Smoke's coming out for Irish Gorilla on the front of objective, and he's going to be inside blue room. This could get dicey. Gibbs realizing that gets closer to objective, and we're into a 3v3 with 3:15 left. Purple Highway, maybe going to be tossing another smoke here at blue room to kind of deny vision. He's going to need to go up there, pick up that smoke, and move it forward, though, if he wants to put it on the right spot. This is going to give Leroy, actually, a chance to cross. They just need to tighten up their coordination a bit more on the Great Apes. If they can have Lightsteed crash in the same time that Irish Gorilla and Purple Highway move in, they'll be in good shape.
Purple Highway opening up that suppressive fire. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Irish Gorilla does get picked. Lightsteed in the south here, pushed up and pre-fired a specific position that I'm sure he must have been fragged on a few times before, because he still thinks somebody's in that wall across from him. But he's still pushing up on the south. I will say, though, Lightsteed has some of the best patience on the Great Apes roster. He's usually their last man up because he is not afraid to sit back and let things kind of unfold
on that
first.
side, Zach Fontaine grabs another. Lightsteed working on his rotation.
Getting that reload in before he makes his push onto the final objective. It's going to be a tough one to frag 3 as the last man standing without getting picked up on. It's tough. If he doesn't slow down just a little bit, Gibbs is going to hear him and be ready and waiting for him. But at this point, it doesn't look like he is. Lightsteed approaching the south corner.
Let's see what he can do. I think Gibbs hears that. I think he even tossed a nade over there, but I don't think it went off. The trade happening. Nobody going down. Lightsteed gets picked, and now it's a 2v1.
That was an interesting firefight. I think those little metal grates on that doorway that Gibbs was standing in kept Gibbs alive a little bit longer than Lightsteed wanted, so now he's pushed back. He's taking some cover, which is good, because now that he's going to have them, he's got Malno now approaching him, which is better than him having to go to them and while they sit there and wait.
Yeah, Mal's going to be covering this right away. That was a really nice prediction from Mal. You saw that rotationing happening. That's a nice 3-0 advance for Pheonix.
Yeah, it just barely fell apart on the Apes there. They were having some great coordination. They picked up a couple of great picks early on, but things just started to fall apart when they got across the street from that objective.
I don't know. They had the right approach. They had the advantage as well. They just need to. This needed to pinch. They needed to what is it? Need a pincer formation a little bit better. They needed to come in, utilize their timing a little bit better. It's almost like these two inside of that blue room, they forgot they had Lightsteed over there on that far south side. They really could have utilized him as a distraction if they went for that objective.
and it looks like the audience in the Twitch chat was a fan of Gibbs' defense of his cap in the round previous to this one. We got a nice clip coming in from Too Old to Game there with that cap pistol defense.
Yeah, we'll see if my Twitch can buffer it. I'd love to play the replay. Twitch right now, though. That's a delight. I guess we won't be watching that replay. I tried.
Oh, psych. They were going to start it. Now they're not. But here we are, round 4 of Bazaar. Pheonix up 3-0. Let's see if the Apes can get a defensive round win here and hold on to this first map.
Yeah, they gotta get on the board here. This is their map. No, this is...
Nope, it's theirs. I believe it's theirs.
Yeah, you're right. It is their map pick. Pheonix did come in with the Marsoc win at the start.
Mm-hmm.
So they do, yeah, and I mean they have done well on this map in the past. So yeah, you definitely want to take at least at least 1 point here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I know that's one of my goals. If I'm ever in a situation like this where it's 3-0 and we're going into the last round on defense, but we got to pull at least 1 point out. I hate getting that goose egg on any map. So hopefully the Great Apes dig deep here and fight it, but it looks like we did finally get our mirrored objective back.
Things magically fixed themselves. We also got that actual spawn over there. So they actually got the east side spawn. They'll be moving in a little bit faster than the Great Apes did. We'll see if they'll be ready for that east approach.
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's see if the Great Apes watch that east approach better than Pheonix did, because they just let 5 guys walk straight across the street like they were going on a Sunday jaunt.
Yeah, I think they're... yeah, I don't really have... They don't have anyone watching that street. Already have 2 crossing that tank side. They're going to do I mean, they're basically mimicking the same style, the same defense here.
Tau Cow is moving in the south to kind of rotate and cover that southeast approach.
Now he might be able to grab himself one. He just sees him peeking around that wall. It's going to be close. How long can you hold an angle, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge of attention in those times when you know there's somebody gonna be coming at some point, but you just don't know when. It's tough. You want to look somewhere else. You want to check a different angle, but at the same time, you know that if you give that angle up, you could possibly get shot from it.
The approach.
And earlier,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say just a few minutes ago, we heard shots come out from Volk on the north. I believe Lightsteed in the objective building knows that he's got enemies in the main
Irish
bazaar.
Gorilla grabs himself one on the east side. Luega with the refrags. That's a 1-to-1 trade. Lightsteed picking up that movement you're talking about, manages to grab one, and now it's going to be Mal and Malcriado making their move with a shield.
Yeah, that's right. And Malno again with the shield. Malcriado hopefully going to back him up. Malcriado's gone into sneaky snake mode.
Yeah, getting prone. I mean, it has a lot of advantages. It makes you silent, number one, but come a hard target to hit. And if Mal's not careful, he could get hit by Tyler if he peeks out of this blue room.
And Tyler does peek, but it's just a moment too late. Oh, and if he stays where he's at, he might catch Malno backing it up. He's got to hear that.
I don't know. That's a good smoke on objective. This is dangerous if Mal can get in there with his shield. You can put that on your back, turn your back to the enemy, and put in the objective.
Meanwhile, in the south, it looks like Tau Cow did manage to pick up that guy who fragged Irish Gorilla after he got his first kill. So now the Pheonix is down to only 2 players, Malno and Malcriado, while the Apes sit with 4 on a pretty structured defense here on the objective.
They just don't have good coverage. I mean, there's 4 of them here. Here comes Mal. He's going to go up the 2-story, try and cause some havoc.
Malcriado drops around.
Ooh.
He gets taken out. Not sure who got that. Maybe Purple Highway got him back there?
Yeah, he did.
And the Great Apes pull out their first victory of this map, keeping themselves alive 1-3.
Yeah, that was a nice turn of events there. They ended up actually covering the right angles, having Purple Highway making sure that nobody could come in from that backside. But that's the move. You go up those stairs, you drop down, you come in for the frag on the drop down. And if he had just timed it if he had gone a little bit faster, he would have had himself a kill. It could have been a different story there. Now the real test, right? We'll see if Great Apes can pull out a Marsoc win.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They've been doing well with their attack runs thus far. It's just kind of fallen apart there at the end. They've either not had the manpower to execute, or they've had an unfortunate turn of events. But I hope they can pull out at least one. I want to see a cap here. We've seen an almost cap.
That is true.
But not an actual cap yet. So I want to see at least one of these teams get a cap, but preferably the Great Apes to keep this round alive, keep this match going tight. And looks like we're actually... Oh, never mind. He just had to take off his helmet there, apparently. And then they're back.
Seeing if we were going to get a sub there, that would have been exciting to see.
Right?
They do have a large enough roster, so it is possible.
Yeah, it's definitely something that the Great Apes have done. I know when I was on the team last year, we would rotate people in and out but usually only per map.
Right.
We don't tend to do it between rounds. We usually try and keep one team in for the whole map before trying to rotate somebody in.
It is interesting to see, though, some teams do opt for mid-map rotations, and you'll see people come in and out. Those big rosters kind of coming into effect. It's fun. I mean, it can be fun to utilize.
Yeah, you can really throw off your opponent that way, especially if you've got a guy who's really wrecking the team, and maybe you've got one who's not really posing much threat, and they switch him out, and all of a sudden you've just got a completely different match going on. There's definitely some advantages to that. So,
see what they can do. Pheonix trying to take this map 4-1 would be a nice way to start off the series. You go into your next map pick feeling good. They're going to play an aggressive defense. Mal getting up into this kill box room here. Zach going to be watching his back.
Apes pushing out hard, but slowing it up now that they've reached the bazaar. Irish Gorilla on point, far out in front. He doesn't really have much backup close. I'd hope that he would want to wait to get somebody there with him, so that way he knows he's got some backup in case he gets frags. But Talcow and Malno now looking to be seeing each other here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think they were considering crossing the street, but as long as these guys hang tight and don't peek, their coverage is pretty good. Talcow is really watching this. He'll see Mal's gun peek out if he decides to peek this angle.
Also, if he manages to get any closer to that doorway, he's going to see Malno's legs laying through the door. He's going to have a free kill because Malno can't see him from where he's at right now. Oh, and here comes the prone peek. Will he see Talcow?
Got one guy near me on Center Street in the buildings on the north side.
Talcow radioing it in. I don't think he sees it. He doesn't quite have the angle.
Ugh. I think Malno heard that whole thing. I think he just let the guy finish his radio call, so the team, maybe his opponents, wouldn't be none the wiser.
Lightspeed
thinking that he was
getting
safe.
picked up by Zach Fontaine's Irish Gorilla. Didn't see him up there on that 2-story. See if Tyler ends up with the same fate, and he will if he's not careful coming up those stairs. He opts out of it. Man, this is so precarious. Just look at where Irish Gorilla is. He's just out of sight of Zach Fontaine in that 2-story.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's an interesting spot. He needs to be careful, though, because it looks like his body's glitching a bit. Hopefully that's not causing too much noise. Zach Fontaine coming up to peek. Looks like he gets Tyler. Tyler goes down, trying to follow the fate of Lightsteed.
Oh, yeah, he caught him bottom story. And if Irish can sneak in here, though, he has a chance to just slide his way right up to objective through this main lane. Nobody would see it nobody would see what's coming.
That's very true. Looking at the map, the coverage is all over the place. I mean, they're all watching different angles, which is great, but nobody's watching the one very obvious angle, which is that straight across push. I mean, if there was a way that Irish could run without making any noise, he could be over there in a heartbeat and getting the cap code in, which it looks like he may be attempting to do. I see a pad coming out. It could be just a check.
Oof. Irish manages to finally peek out that window and catches him there. That's a really clutch pick there from Pheonix. Now it's a 5v1. The Great Apes, it's going to take a miracle for Purple Highway. We've seen it happen before. He's going to have to avoid a potential flank from Mal number 1. 708. He gets one.
Purple. Yep, Purple picks up Zach Fontaine off the north alley.
That flank's coming in.
The coverage. Oh. And the flank gets him. Pheonix wins Bizarre 4-1.
Yeah, Pheonix coming out really strong.
Wow, look at Zach Fontaine, 10-4 on that map, just carrying that team through that map.
I just missed the score at the end, but that's really impressive. That's I mean, honestly, the reservists are a really good pool of players to be able to pick from, so if you want to dip in there for a round or two, it's not a bad option.
That's a very good point. I know a lot of teams are very hesitant to want to call on the reservists. They want to get their rostered guys in, but at the same time, you know, I know it affects team cohesion and everything when you're playing with somebody who you don't normally play with, but there's a lot of just raw talent in that reservist pool.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And I think it's also happening because you see some teams disbanding, so certain people are just opting to stay in the league but play as a free agent, so to speak. Lets you kind of get that adrenaline fix that we've been talking about at the same time you stay kind of uncommitted.
We're going to have a northeast objective spawn here, red car spawn. Let's see how Subway plays out.
You mean Suburbia?
Yep, that's exactly what I meant.
Love it. Yeah, this should be fun. I don't know, this could be anyone's map, but if Pheonix are picking it, and they've just come out of that last round 4-1, they can be riding the momentum on this pretty heavily. So
yeah, and this is a tricky, or can be a tricky objective to defend. I mean, if you can get if the attackers can get themselves in the right position as they approach the objective, and they're laid prone with a good thick cover of smoke, they could get in there and cap it, even with the guy right across the street, or sometimes even right on the other side of the car. So Great Apes are going to have to step up their defense. They're going to have to play it tight and make sure they've watched their angles. So we'll see how they play this, but it's going to be tough. And hopefully that 4-1 victory for Pheonix isn't going to deteriorate the morale of the Great Apes, because they're going to need that spirit to keep fighting through the rest of this match.
Yeah, they did have a couple very, very close rounds. Those first two rounds coming down to the wire. Some caps almost coming out, you know, to secure more. I mean, could have been a very different story, but we'll see how they handle Suburbia. I think
that's it.
What are your predictions for this one? I feel like it could be a real blowout if Zach Fontaine keeps running with the momentum he has right now. I could easily see it becoming a 4-0.
I agree with that. Lightspeed is going to be a player to watch here. From my experience, he tends to be the last one up, and I've seen him pull some pretty clutch moves on this map. But it's really hard to tell. Suburbia can be anyone's game unless you've just got that team that just plays Suburbia nonstop and just they practice it all the time. Yeah, I mean, it could really go either way. It's all really going to rely on the Great Apes defense. If anything, they can win this map just by playing the defensive advantage.
Yeah, it is true. They are going to be starting off on the Volk side of things. They do get that. Some teams, like, you'll see ops to pick Volk and let the other team pick the map.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they prefer to know that they're going to start off defending no matter where they feel comfortable on any map that, you know, that the enemy's going to pick. But I don't think we've seen it happen in a casted league match yet.
No, I don't think so either.
I guess we wouldn't really know. It would be hard for us to really tell if who was picking what, but my assumption that hasn't happened yet.
No, I don't think so either. I could be wrong about that, but it's hard to tell. I mean, there's so many casts going on now since we've got more casters in the roster. So many more games are just being covered, and it's really hard to keep track of which one's which. They're starting to meld together for me now.
Yeah, I know it. I agree. We'll see if we see any pre-fire coming out here down some of these lanes. It can be really devastating and catch people out. Doesn't look like any of that's going to happen. Guys get to kind of push up to Parkway pretty free.
Widespread on the Apes defense. 4 across the back street. Only 1 in the center house on the south side of the north street. Let's see how that plays out for him. Lightsteed, if he's careful, should be able to peek Zach Fontaine here. The frag comes out from Lightsteed. Zach Fontaine sees it and he gets him. Light does manage to get him with the frag. However, Zach Fontaine is still up and able to be rezzed with Malcriado right around the corner.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup. He's just sitting in that smoke, so hard to spot. That is going to be a rezzable Zach Fontaine, though, and Gibbs can crouch his way up there and not be seen. There you go, there's the res.
And unfortunately, Lightsteed appears to just be caught in the fog of the remaining smoke and still picks Zach Fontaine up. He said, you know what, sir? You are not going to get back up. You are going to lay there, and you are going to die there.
That is your destined death spot. So odd to create Lightsteed picking up the first one for Great Apes, and that's a good way to start off this round.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always good to hear on the radio come out 1 down before you hear a teammate goes down or before you hear any other fire being exchanged.
This could be interesting, though, if they don't have proper coverage. I think Irish Gorilla can see it, but Malcriado could potentially prone his way through this lane. He's going to try it.
I think Taokow's got eyes on him. Taokow's looking right at him, but he's not shooting yet. There he goes. The shots come out from Taokow. Malcriado is dead.
Ooh, I like that spot that Taokow's in. That's a nice little angle to be holding in. You can kind of get up, use that bunker, use those concrete cements, rather, to your advantage.
Meanwhile, in the west, or scratch that, I'm sorry, in the east, Bluega and Tyler are now 3 feet from each other. Tyler picks up one. Bluega hears him. He knows he's there. And Bluega refrags Tyler.
Oh my gosh, he turns it and burns it, picks himself up a double. Now it's a 2v1.
That's right. He does pick up, and that was a miraculous turn shot. I'm not even sure how he would have seen Taokow unless Tao was just blatantly standing up. He's going to have his work cut out for him, though, because in his positioning right now, he's going to have to go between Purple Highway and Irish Gorilla. Ooh. But he picks Irish Gorilla with a miraculous shot. I can't even say that I would see that if it was me playing in game right now.
This guy on a Vibe Pro. What's going on here?
I think he's on a Pimax. I think he got a Pimax a little early. Maybe he's one of those beta testers.
Either way, he's got some good picks. He is going to have to go up against Purple Highway, who ultimately is covering the crossing angle that Bluega seems to be destined upon.
I don't think Purple knows he's alone yet, though, because Bluega's just walked out in the middle of the street. Purple's not seen him. I think Purple might see him now. He's fired, and the Great Apes managed to pull out their first victory here on Suburbia, taking that first point. That ought to feel good for them.
Man, that was insane. They almost... I don't know how he was picking up those targets, but that was some really nice target acquisition over on that west side. Whew.
Yeah, I think he's got the Mark III eyeballs. He got the upgrades, because I don't I don't know that I could have seen Irish Gorilla from where Bluega was, but it's hard to say without being in the game.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. We have a lot more information. We can see a lot easier.
Yeah, and it's very true. It's very possible that Irish made a move at the wrong point, and Bluega just saw that pixel color change, and was like, "Oh, there he is."
See if Pheonix are gonna answer back with maybe a Globos Chem style of defense where you get right up. It's interesting to see the different styles of defense on this map, especially on this side of the objective, on the north side of the map. You'll see guys kind of come up and push their way up to these shrubs and defend from within there, be looking through the shrubs. A lot of teams aren't used to players getting up there so early, but it is happening more and more. Little fun tip.
Well, fun fact for you players out there who want to step your game up just a little bit.
Man, these times between rounds are just getting longer and longer. I think, like we were saying, that minute is 5, but the limit on the timer is 5 minutes, but gosh.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to take away any time from any teams, especially being on a team.
True.
From being able to strategize there right before. Because at this point, I think having preset plays just aren't going to start working from now on. A lot more matches are getting cast. People are doing their homework. I really feel like today when Danglers played G-Men, that G-Men did their homework, because they really, that was a tough game. And I really feel like they knew what was going to happen. They knew a lot of our choices, our usual choices, and you know, they made us work for it, and we did it, but it was not easy for sure.
Just keep rubbing it in, dude.
Well, it's only because I didn't get the chance to kill you myself, NightFiree.
Yeah, well, when you're trying to grow the esports organization as a whole for VR, you have to sometimes make sacrifices.
A lot of chat coming out from Pheonix here at the start before they take off. Not sure what they were discussing because I came in about halfway through, but they are very actively discussing what I'm assuming is going to be their defensive plan here.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing that aggressive defense. They're pushing up into these shrubs. Malcriado going to be looking for some early picks. Irish Gorilla getting a little over-aggressive.
Yeah, and it's going to hurt him here in just a moment, and it does. There it is. Malcriado getting that initial pick on Irish, but oh, he didn't finish him off in time though, so I feel like if I know Irish gave out that positional information right off the bat.
Yeah, Malcriado's in a bit of a predicament. Tyler's over here sending out suppressive shots. Bluega's pushing up a little aggressive. Catches Tyler. Taocow not supporting his teammate there.
In the east, Purple manages to lay out Gibbs. He does get a kill on the east side from the seesaw on lane 1. Him and Lightsteed now working together. Lightsteed covering Purple's 6 as he moves up. Purple's starting to toss the smokes.
They are not looking over towards Malcriado's position, and if they don't consider that, it could be bad news.
Yeah, my initial assumption here is that they are planning to go, oh, and Bluega comes around and blows Malcriado's head off on a team kill. That is unfortunate because he just opened the door for Purple to be able to push up this east side.
Inside bottom story, Mal, number 718 is pushed up pretty aggressively. Right on the other side of the wall is Lightsteed. If he peeks through this window, he's going to have himself 1, maybe 2. Lightsteed hears the steps, isn't looking, gets picked. Taocow doesn't hear those shots behind him. Trade comes out. Now it's a 1v2. Purple Highway, the last one alive. Just like that.
And if Purple Highway had moved while all that was going on in the center house back behind him, he may have actually been able to push across that street and get around behind the objective here, because as that was going on, as you were announcing that, I was taking a look at the map, and all of the members of Pheonix were looking away from the east side where purple is from lane 1. And so now purple's going to have to deal with that fact that they're going to be looking at him this time. He's not going to be able to just sneak on through.
See if he can get an insane long range shot like Bluega.
I'll tell you, it's going to be a bit difficult with that LMG. That LMG's got a lot more kick to it than that AR that Bluega was using, but I wouldn't put it past him. Purple Highway is a heck of a player. When he's on, he gets kills. And ooh, some shots coming out there from Bluega trying to pin down Purple Highway, but Purple Highway stands tall. If I were Purple, honestly, you got 3 minutes left, I would rotate back. I'd try and get my player back up from inside that middle house trade.
Yeah, I don't know why you're not. That's a free pickup. I don't know why he's not being, while Takao's not radioing that in. Come pick me up.
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
Oh, here we go. Maybe that's what he's into now. He's moving back towards the center house. I think he's using this time. He's got plenty of time here. He's 2 minutes, 42 seconds. Got plenty of time. He could get this teammate up and have a little bit of backup here as he pushes for this objective.
picks up an enemy syringe.
Yep.
Utilizes that to bring up his friendly teammate.
Right on, brother.
Now we're into a 2v2.
Tao calling out for Purple to loot their down teammate. They are just savages over there on the Great Apes. No F's given on this team.
Gotta take what you can get.
Oh man.
That's the truth. They got 2 minutes now. We are at the 2-minute warning, and we've got a 2-man push coming out of the center house.
Alright, I'm gonna peek this. I'm more hurt than you. Let me do the cruise.
That's interesting. Tao Cow mentioning that he's been hit a couple more times. He has a little less health than Purple does, so he's going to be their point man.
I'm gonna go around the building.
He is already volunteered to be the sacrificial lamb.
Some okay smokes, not exactly where you want them. Oh, not really great smokes, actually.
Let's see what Tao does here. He pulls a grenade. He's going to chuck it just right over the fence here. Is it going to land in a spot where it'll kill Bluega? No, it doesn't, because Bluega hears the grenade drop and comes out shooting. Meanwhile, Purple Highway takes out.
About to
I'm
get
not even sure
flanked
who that
by
was.
Bluega
Fontaine,
on the
maybe?
backside. If he's not careful,
Blue's looking through the bushes, and there it is. The shot to the back, and Pheonix takes the win.
Bluega playing very well on Suburbia right now. He is 5-1.
Wow, yeah, some great plays coming out from both sides here. Unfortunately, though, Bluega did run up and just blast Malcriato's face dome off. While Malcriato had that lane 1 covered perfectly, he could have shut down Purple Highway a long time ago if it wouldn't have been for that team kill.
That is very true. Wouldn't have been in that round for as long as we were. Either way, if you are just tuning in, we are on the second map. The first one went to Pheonix, 4-1. Great Apes put up some good attempts. There were some real close rounds, but ultimately Pheonix going ahead. Now we are on to our second one, Suburbia, and we are tied up 1-1.
Yeah, this one's turning into back and forth. Let's see if that pattern continues on this map, which a lot of times it does tend to on Suburbia. It's a real back and forth a lot of times.
You can get out of hand as well with a risky cap, though. You know, anything is possible on Suburbia. You've seen it from sickness from guys on Stone Cold Killers, going prone and coming up on objectives and getting caps. You can turn that nice calm 2-1 game you were having into a 4-1 win.
Yeah, that's right. And it looks like we're going to be at the tank objective here. This is a difficult objective to cap from, depending on the defender's positioning. If there's one in that center house, it's really tough to get on the back side of the tank. You actually have to try and get around to the other side and hope that there are no defenders sitting in that front yard watching that side of the tank. So you got a very narrow window of where you can cap from here. But there are some ways to do it and do it well.
Yeah, it has very... There's interesting approaches here. I haven't really seen a team come out with a concrete attempt on a cap here in a while, though, so I'd like to see if Pheonix can pull something refreshing on this objective. We'll see what happens. They're tied up. 1-1. Again, this is the second map. Great Apes on Volk. Probably stack 1 or 2 inside that center house so you can cover that cross angle.
Purple Highway just throwing his grenades to his buddies. Unfortunately, his one that mattered, the frag grenade, overshoots Lightspeed and goes off into the bushes. But such generosity coming out from Purple Highway there, just giving his teammates his grenades because he knows he's too far back. He's not going to need them.
Bluega managing to get up in to a position pretty fast. I think he might have been heard by Talcow in that 2-story, but I know Bluega just heard that 2-story, so he's looking at that window.
Yep, as you say that, he backs away. He knows someone's there. He's either going to wait for the peek or he's going to wrap around the other side of the house. However, if he wraps that other side of the house, he's going to be way more exposed to Talcow's shots than if he were to stay in that angle he's got now.
We're going to have a little trade over here with Zach Fontaine quickly approaching this corner where Tyler is tucked inside.
Now, will Zach Fontaine time it well enough to where Tyler isn't going to be able to get Malcriado? Because oh, nope, some shots come out from Zach Fontaine. Tyler's taking his focus off of Malcriado, who's crawling up. Oh, and Tyler does manage to hit Zach, while Malcriado still slowly works his way up from...
Yeah, Gibbs picking up the refrag there on that east side.
Irish Gorilla rotating around. Picks up Malno.
Ooh, a nice double kill there.
And Gibbs
gets refragged by Malcriado, though. Some really quick trades happening. Malcriado's actually in a pretty nice spot. He's prone. Bluega picks up the 2-story. Talcow and Lightsteed, the last 2 remaining for the Great Apes.
And Malcriado is getting dangerously close to the objective now. Talcow's still a little far back off those windows. I'm not sure he's going to be able to see Malcriado. And Lightsteed is in a terrible position, unfortunately, for this. Malcriado's got Pat out. I think we're going to see our first cap. But no! Bluega blows Malcriado's head off again. 2 rounds in a row. This man must be stopped.
Oh, no. Pheonix.
And that team kill just gave that round to the Great Apes. That was... Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe that. He killed his own teammate, capping.
That was a 3-1 lead in the hands of Pheonix. Easy peasy right there. They did not see him prone. He was not looking high enough at the objective to spot that. And I was thinking, I think a team kill might come out here from Bluega because he was moving around like he was unaware of anybody else being over there. That's really unfortunate. Great Apes though seizing the advantage as soon as he shot, both members were looking at him.
Yeah, I've taken a listen into the Volk team chat there for a minute while you were talking, and it seems that there was a lot of disdain and sorrow going on from that accident. Because, yeah, as you said, that was a 3-1 cushion lead just blown out of Malcriado's hands by the infamous Bluega and his team-killing tendencies. He must really like Malcriado because he loves killing him.
Here we go into our 4th round of the series. Getting hit up from a couple of Discord people here.
Any issues or?
Scene of action needs permissions to talk in League voice. I think. Ooh, a little trade over there on that. east side right away. Malcriado playing that aggressive, really aggressive defense. Holy cow, he's pushed up so hard. Tyler's not going to be expecting this.
In the center, we've got Irish Gorilla, who's pushed up really quickly to the center house. He's now sitting on the first floor of the center house, but unfortunately exposes himself to the window and gets picked by Zach Fontaine from across the street.
Malcriado going to rotate around to the backside of Tyler, picks him up with a really interesting defensive position. I think Lightsteed's aware of Malcriado's rotations and he catches him out.
Luega now getting a little aggressive here as well, sitting lane 3 in the center, right behind one of those Hesco barriers. I think he heard the shots from Lightsteed and is expecting him to come up, but as I mentioned to you previously, Lightsteed is a very patient player when it comes to this map. He will sit back there and wait for those flanks until there's 2 minutes left on the board.
Yeah, Bluega is really just panic running around in this carport. I mean, they have 4 alive. They're looking good here. The final 2, Lightsteed and Taco, playing so passively right now. I don't think we're going to see anything happen for another 2 or 3 minutes.
Yep, I'm just going to follow Mr. Talcow here, see what happens. It does look like Malno is over here on lane 1, just waiting for someone to come up. If he peeks right now, he may catch Talcow out. But it looks like he's more concerned about staying low and staying alive. Oh, there he goes. Malno peeks up and Talcow is down. He's not out.
A frag almost coming in to confirm him, but see if Lightsteed can pick up 2. Stands up. Grabs 1. That was a nice little pop-up pick there.
Agreed. Talcow, meanwhile, still calling out Malno's position. He knows where he's at. And Malno unable to get the confirmation. Meanwhile, Lightsteed trying to work his way over while still clearing out the enemies.
Bluega and Lightsteed sending out some trading blows here. Wow, Bluega peeking just at the right time, managing to get that kill. Now we're all tied 2-2 on Suburbia.
It's a tough round for the Apes. They just had that last one given to them. They needed a good push, but then again, they started out on defense, so if they can maintain their defensive holds here, they can still come out with this map in hand.
We're getting some exciting stuff added to our casting setup. I'm looking forward to what we have in store. Buxton updating our scoreboard. We're gonna have some new layover stuff coming in from Scene of Action, who's gonna be joining us as a caster eventually down the line. Some good stuff. We got some good stuff coming to the league. I'm excited to bring it in. I definitely want to keep improving it and keep upgrading it as we go, you know.
Yeah, and props to Mr. Buxton doing that hard work on that scoreboard update. You know, that's been a blessing for when the lobby scoreboards were bugged. He made it look nice. It's nice and clean. It looks very similar to what we had at the ESL UK. So big props to him for doing all that work on his own time and getting that ready for us.
It's just great to see a lot of community members come together to work together to put on a good quality show for the community. It's all circular, you know?
That's it. And, you know, I've said it once and I'll say it again. I thoroughly enjoy being a member of this community, from the charity that our members have offered to people in their times of need, to the things that the devs have done for us. And then, yeah, like you said, just coming together to help put the VR Master League and put Onward in the forefront of VR esports. It's been great, and I think every single person in the community has been great. I've very rarely encountered very many bad apples, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I don't know, the league's a lot of fun. If you are not on a team or you want to play in the league, you should consider joining. Go to the Onward Master League site, sign up as a reservist, sign up for a team. There are teams that are taking applicants, taking new players, play in competitive lobbies, get more skilled. A lot of teams are out there recruiting, like we were talking about the other day. Everybody's pulling in new members. So, there's always room for more.
Yeah, that's right. We would love to have more company and definitely like to have more teams to match up against. Because, you know, and not that it is boring, but it can get boring when you have to play the same teams over and over and over again. But at the same time, we build those bonds, and it brings our community close. Because I couldn't believe how well everyone interacted with each other when we went to the UK.
Yeah, it's a real family feel to it. It's a lot of fun. We're all on the same team, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go into our fifth round of the second map. We're all tied up 2-2.
And the Great Apes doing their thing. That's one thing I do love about this team, is they love to have fun. It's just nothing but laughs over here in their spawn. And apparently, I think they're giving up.
Gotta do this faster.
Yep.
We got 2 guys down right here. Everyone kill themselves.
Oh boy.
Nope, it's out of time. They didn't do it right.
Right, no?
They're gonna give up the round. Oh, it's too late.
What is happening?
I think 2 of them were gonna kill themselves to reset the round, and then 2 of them hesitated, and now we've got a 2v5 situation. Pheonix has a great chance of capping here.
Oh no.
This is not the kind of stuff you want to see, but it's very unfortunate that they did miss the reset timer. Purple Highway does manage to pick up a pick on lane 4. Sorry, I wasn't able to get the camera over to him in time.
Perfectly. Tyler over here. Gonna get smoked out by Mal. This is bad news. Mal Criado gets team killed by Gibbs on the backside.
Oh, I was gonna say it was Blue Ega, but Purple Highway and Mano coming up on top of each other. Shield versus AR.
The defense is coming through here.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Nope.
2v5 managing to hold off the entire enemy team right now. Purple Highway now pushing up, watching that lane, pre-firing it. But Gibbs manages to take him out from the far right. Oh, Pheonix did win there. Okay.
I've never cast a match like that before.
That was intense. What happened? I think, and now we see it looks like Lightsteed had to drop. Maybe he had some tech issues. Maybe that's what the initial team killing was for.
Oh my gosh, that was such a ridiculous way to start a round.
But that almost comeback, though. I mean, 2 men from the Great Apes almost held off the entire Pheonix team. Granted, Gibbs did help them out a little bit by killing one of his teammates. But that almost turned in to be the upset round of the century right there.
Yeah, this will be, I don't know, man. That was an interesting round right there. We'll see if Great Apes can try and...
Mind blown,
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much. That was so ridiculous. Pheonix up now 3-2. They can take this map, they'll take the series. They'll be feeling good about that.
Yeah, but all they have to do now is defend, and this objective can be a tough one to attack because you have to come out, you have to cross into this open space here before you get to that objective, and usually there's one guy sitting right by that objective just waiting in a hidey hole for you to come out and try and get that cap on him. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Great Apes can pull it out, but only time will tell.
Yeah, they're gonna need... This objective is definitely capable. You just have to get the right picks at the right time. proper smokes can do you a lot of good, and we are still waiting on that 5th member of the Great Apes to come in here.
Yeah, it looks like he just got back online through Steam, so we shouldn't be having to wait too much longer as long as all his other kinks have been worked out. I feel like I put a curse on these matches. The last few matches that I've cast, whether it be with you or with Silent, there's just been a team-killing flu on one team or the other. When I cast G-Men versus Mob Squad had the affliction, and now it seems Pheonix has the affliction of the team-killing flu. So I'm just not sure what to do. I feel like I'm cursed, NightFiree.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to say it's a caster's curse, but it's probably just you, because that really hasn't been happening to me. And so, yeah, it could, I think, yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. But
well, I appreciate your candid support of me in that fact.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to cost the Great Apes a timeout. I know you have 2 timeouts in a game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just not sure how long they last.
This is giving the Great Apes a good chance, and well, both teams really a good chance to kind of really get that strategy out, get it planned, and because especially on the Great Ape side, they're really going to have to pull something out here to stay alive here in this matchup. It's been a close game so far on both maps. That's not the point, but they definitely need to pull out one of these maps. They need to put Pheonix on edge, and if they can do it here, that's going to make Pheonix a little shaky when it goes into that 3rd match, because that 3rd match will be the one that counts for all the marbles. So,
yeah, absolutely. They're going to need to pull something out of their bag of tricks. We'll see what they can do. They're going to need their 5th member is going to be the start of that formula. We're still waiting on him. Apologies for tech difficulties. They are what they are. Thanks for tuning in today, though. Do appreciate you. If you are new, hit the follow button on the channel. Games are cast regularly here by me, Sleepy, and a host of other casters. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, it is a lot of fun. And granted, this is like my 2nd or 3rd attempt here at casting, and I've had the privilege of having someone else run the cameras for me, so I could just focus on the commentary. But it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a great way to watch these matches unfold. And yeah, I definitely think this is a great way for us to put our community out there and let everyone see it. Not only those who are fans, but those who aren't fans. Maybe those who are thinking about getting an Oculus and maybe know about Onward through one of Lonely Viper's many notorious Onward videos that he's made, or maybe they happen to see the Facebook stream from the UK where we were over at ESL. But anything that gets more people interested in this game and more interested in VR esports in general is definitely something that excites me.
Yeah.
Okay, and just got official confirmation that the Great Apes are calling an official timeout here while Lightsteed makes some tech corrections. He's doing a bit of a reset. Lightsteed is one of the players on the Great Apes that does use a TP cast, so occasionally that does throw a bug in the works and makes for a little bit of extra tech difficulties that you may not normally do.
Yeah. We will cut to a little music break for the remainder of this timeout, and when we come back, we will be getting into this next round of the Pheonix vs. Great Apes on Suburbia.
And I don't wanna have to give a damn about you or your inhibitions. And after all, you're the one who taught me love was not for everybody. However, I'm starting to see this world exist. This emptiness, it's just a blank slate, waiting for pain to interfere. It's quite complex, but what I know.
All right, we are almost ready to hop back into this game. Lightsteed is back. He has remedied his tech issues. Thank you for sticking around if you did stick around. Much appreciated. Tech difficulties happen every once in a while. We've had a bunch of games this week without any, so it's bound to happen at the last one, right?
That's it. Looks like he's back. I think the other guys are maybe coming back from their bio breaks or their water runs, but we should be getting back into the action here pretty soon.
Myself, picked up some water. Gotta stay hydrated, gotta keep the voice lubed up.
Yeah, you got that right. I don't know about you down there in the far SoCal, but up here in the other part of SoCal, it's been quite hot and more humid than it usually is. Yeah. So I felt like I moved back to the East Coast, and I don't want to go back to that kind of humid, hot, sticky summer.
Yeah, I'm pumping up the AC in my apartment, and it's keeping it at a nice, cool 80.
Yeah, exactly. A nice, moderate 80 degrees.
That's about as best it can do because, yeah, it is hot out. It's a hot one right now.
All right, and it sounds like here we go.
Finally back into it. Same objective. Hopefully the Great Apes have rallied themselves after that stupid loss.
Not a lot of chat coming out from Pheonix in their spawn area. Seems like they must have gotten all their chatting done during that break. They're down to business now. Coming out, going into their positions.
Wow, Bluega aggressively pushing up on defense here, getting up to the shrub so he can peek for anybody crossing on that east side, or west side rather.
And Malcriado is in his old position. Hopefully Bluega doesn't get anxious again and come over and just pop Malcriado in the face.
Yeah, well, he's on a bit of a team killing spree, so it wouldn't be completely out of the question if it happened again.
I bet you Malcriado put a big old dot on the board with his marker and said, Bluega, Malcriado is here, do not shoot. That's probably all their board had on it.
Ooh, a nice frag from Irish Gorilla. Catches Bluega, trying to tuck himself into that corner.
Irish Gorilla doing his part to save Malcriado's life. Apes playing very conservative here. None of them really pushed up past the center house here, and already almost 2 minutes into the match. I've seen this kind of stuff with them before. They like to kind of change the pacing up of how they run, throws their enemies off a little bit. Let's see if it actually pays off for them.
Wow, Mal 718 just sprinting up here. So lucky he didn't get caught. Does get caught. Now that's 2 down, getting over aggressive over here. I guess that slow approach from Great Apes is really paying off. They were expecting this out of Pheonix.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of teams actually know this about Pheonix. They do tend to get a little antsy when their attacking team doesn't show up in the time that they want them to. They will start pressing the flanks. And on a map like Suburbia, if a team is playing slow, it's probably for a reason. So pressing that flank isn't necessarily going to be the medicine to that disease.
We'll see if Irish Gorilla can be their forward point man on the east here. He's going to run into Zach Fontaine real soon.
Yeah, Zach Fontaine's looking already. He's pretty much aware. Oh.
Wow.
They can keep up that distracting fire. They could take Zach Fontaine's attention off of lane 4 long enough. Irish pre-firing that spot. And he picks him up. Zach Fontaine's down. Irish did get traded. Purple Highway not realizing that Irish picked up Zach Fontaine.
Meanwhile, Malcriado is pushed up into the middle. He grabs himself that east bus guy, and now it's 3v2.
Yeah, the coverage is spread though. If if the Great Apes manage to take out Gibbs over here on the east side, they are going to be able to push up and get to the objective well before Malcriado can react and get over to where he needs to be. And I have a feeling if Gibbs isn't careful and peeks too much here, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's getting a little antsy. Grabs Tyler. That's a nice pickup.
Ooh, wow, that was a nice pickup.
Malcriado's gone back to his original position. He might be able to grab Taokao.
Gibbs calling out. He's going to throw a frag on the smoke that they just threw. Frag goes out. Don't think it's going to have the effect that he wants, though.
That was really close.
It was. He fragged in the smoke, but that smoke just wasn't quite close enough to where Taokao is.
See what they can do. It is 2v2. Light. Gosh, I hope we don't see a team kill hill. I don't think team kill here. Eek.
I think we've had enough of that in this map. Hopefully they can rein it in for the remaining rounds here on Suburbia.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think the smokes are going to start to come out from Taokao now onto objective. Those are going to block the vision of Leroy pretty well. Ooh, a nice frag, though, picking up Taokao before he can move.
Wow. Because Tao planted a beautiful smoke on the objective. I mean, that sucker landed right on it. But the frag picking him up, and then Malcriado picking up Lightsteed for the final frag. And Pheonix wins the map.
Yep, they take it 4-2. That'll be the series to Pheonix, but we still have this last map to play. Like we've been saying, you do want to win points. Points matter. They determine how much MMR you win or lose. That determines where you are in the standings. So it's all relevant. You got to keep trying your best, even though you've lost the series. Hard to do.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. The morale can definitely take a hit when you've lost both maps and you've technically lost the match already. But you just got to push through that. You got to realize that those points still matter, and just keep putting it up. Just keep doing your best and trying to get as many points as you can.
If I'm a gambling man, I'm going to say we're going into cargo, and I would have lost some cash because we are in quarantine.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, we're going to go to quarantine. I saw the map votes come out. It was pretty much all 10 on there, so I'm guessing that was a deliberate choice.
And what do I know?
Get out of here. And the first objective gonna be a tough one for the Great Apes to attack. You got that far east quadrant objective by the east red roofs. It's not impossible. The best way, in my opinion, to hit this one is to come at it from multiple sides and try and get as many of those defenders picked off as soon as you can. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, it is it's a hard objective to attack, but at the same time, if you get the right picks, like you're saying, you can get there and get that objective. That would be an interesting way for the Great Apes to come into this map. See what happens. I imagine this is their map pick as well. That's something to remember. So they're probably feeling a little bit more confident on quarantine than they were on Suburbia. The Great Apes are just going to be hashing out some plans. I think in terms of planning and strategy, it's the easiest way to plan as Marsoc is to sort of identify where you think the enemy is going to be versus where you're going to attack from, because you don't know where you're going to spawn. The spawns on Marsoc are random. You have a couple of options available to you, so it's hard to really plan a coherent strategy in advance around, you know, because you don't know where you're going to go. You don't know where you're going to start from.
Exactly. Most teams will have a guy watch game tape throughout the week and see if they can find any casts or any streams done by the other team to see if they can't locate those normal spots on different maps so that they can kind of anticipate where to look for these guys. Which is why I say that, you know, using the whiteboard to plan out your strats in match are going to be more and more common, because the more you put up and the more you stay regular on attack and defense plans, the more people are going to start to dissect it and know exactly how to counter you.
And here we go into our third and final map of the series. Pheonix have won the series, but playing out this final map on quarantine here. That far spawn coming in, so they're gonna have to be a little bit before they run into any action.
Yeah, we could see some action pretty quick up on the rooftop or in the north. Typically, that tends to be the hot spot for teams when they spawn here, because in my opinion, when you get these east objectives, whether it's the one in the tank courtyard or the one in the far east courtyard, securing that rooftop is going to be vital to your attack strategy.
Yeah, and they do take it quite quickly. Irish Gorilla going to proceed to push forward onto this northeast corner. Man, he's really moving fast here.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that, though. You move too fast, and you're going to end up putting yourself in a situation that you couldn't account for. And you might get picked by somebody on a corner that you rounded when you thought you were clear.
He does almost catch one. The angle from Bluega doesn't quite spot that Marsoc member behind the palms. He does there, but he doesn't land the shots. Irish Gorilla just avoiding death there, and he's going to sit on those rocks and camp them.
Tyler and Purple in the south taking a few shots from, looks like Malno there in the center tank courtyard. They're now aware that there are some apes pushing south for the objective, but no action to speak of down here in the south.
I have to take a look at the defensive spread. I do like it. It's very, I don't know, it's aggressively focused. If they can rotate behind the backside of this defense on south, there's a lot of available options to them.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. I think it's Zach Font. Nope, it's not. It's Gibbs. If Purple Highway and Tyler here in the south can rotate and pick Gibbs off, they can manage to get in behind the defense, because all they'd have to do is take the guy out in the objective building there in the east, and everyone else is just a little too far away if they can get in there quickly enough.
Bluega did grab Irish Gorilla on that north side. More suppressive shots coming out from Zach Fontaine onto that two-story, none of them landing.
Okay, Gibbs is aware that those two are pushing south. Frag was tossed. Purple not checking left. He's checking left now, and Purple picks up Gibbs in the south. So it's a one-all trade on both teams. Each man now with 4 up.
Yeah, and they are looking good on this south side. If Tyler and Purple start moving fast, they can really, I don't know, this could be interesting. We'll see how the Pheonix rotate, if they rotate accordingly.
And looking at the blown up map, it looks like they are rotating. They're sending somebody out on a far west flank. So Purple and Tyler need to step up their speed here, because looks like that's Malno on a flank coming to get him.
Yeah.
And never mind, Malno has turned around. I think he's now going to try and focus on the rooftop. Could be a bold choice if this south push goes the way they want it.
Fontaine did get that rooftop pick. He's been really focused on trying to land that, and I don't think he's been watching his south side at all. He is the only real member that's defending this approach onto objective, because once they're there, they don't have anybody else that can get onto objective fast enough.
That's it. And looks like here in the north, got Lightsteed, who's now used the crater in order to push up the north side. He may actually be able to get in, and if he can take Zach Fontaine out from this position, he can watch for anyone running across the road to try and stop the cap. There's a good chance that we could see a Great Apes cap here on this round, but Zach Fontaine does seem like he just picked up another one there in the south.
What the heck just happened on this corner? I don't think any shots came out. Maybe there was some suppressed shots onto this corner. Did Zach get that pick?
It looked like it on my end. However, I can't be certain, because Zach was definitely looking that way, but it was a suppressed shot, so I couldn't get a direction on it.
But yeah, I guess Zach does get that pick on the corner. That's a nice shutdown. Looks for another, doesn't quite land it.
Yeah, Lightsteed's going to need to get himself up here and help support his teammate. His only other teammate is now being rushed by 3 defenders.
Valkyriato's crashing in on his backside. He's going to be the one that's going to pick up this kill right now. Just like that, we're into a
and he picks it up.
1v4. Lightsteed is in a decent position, but he only has 55 seconds left on his clock. Oh. Bad frag, not where he wanted that.
Definitely not. And Bluega's now going to be alerted to the fact that someone is near him.
Wow, but he does get a pick in that center building. He's going to have to grab the one up above him and a couple more if he wants to get close to objective, though.
And he's going to need to do it fast. I have a feeling he's not checked his time, and he's not aware that he needs to be crashing in on that objective right now.
Yeah, Bluega has rotated bottom story now as well. I don't think Lightsteed will be ready for that. Now he checks his path, sees 20 seconds left. He's going to start to rush. Bluega's going to get the pick.
And here comes the kill.
Wow, he gets one!
Oh, my! Takes shots from another. Oof.
Yeah, that would have been a really insane comeback there if he had grabbed that far pick on the south and then crashed toward objective, but...
Agreed. I think he just happened to check his tablet a bit too late, and when he realized it, he went for the push. He got the kill, but fighting Malcriado all the way, or I think that was Malcriado, or maybe it was Mano, in that southeast dunes section, the sight lines just weren't appropriate. Now they were shooting at a full target. He was shooting at a sliver.
It's all about those tight angles, and I like to see the side peeking of guns. You know, you got to get that a little extra clearance of your barrel over a ledge so you can really minimize how much you're exposing yourself to the enemy.
Smithy in the chat says Malcriado has a grudge. Bluega's Tegan killed him twice. Talking about that last map, and yeah, I agree. He probably does have a grudge at this point. That was some wanton team killing coming from Bluega in that last map.
There's some hidden angst on that team. we're not privy to, but by the way, Pheonix is gonna be going on the offensive now. See if they can try and get this cap. See if they can miraculously pull it out. They've been playing pretty well today, though, so I wouldn't put it past them.
That's true. Maybe the Apes will do that infamous 5-man on the objective building that they pulled against SMC in one of their last games of the last season. See if they bust that out and try and halt the attack from Pheonix.
All teams readied up. Should be getting into our second round shortly. Quick recap on the day. Pheonix taking Bazaar 4-1, Suburbia 4-2. We are on now Quarantine, where they are leading 1-0. We're hopping into our second round here. Little exchanging of nades there at the start. It's interesting to see. And this whole Pheonix team opting to go right up the heart. They're not going to take that north rooftop, which is pretty risky. Leaving that north rooftop to Volk, they can take it from time to time, and if they do get advantage there, it's going to be hard to do any sort of aggressive move as Pheonix, but it doesn't look like they're sending anyone there. I think they're safe.
Yeah, I don't think Volk is too interested in taking the roof. I think they're more interested in playing tighter angles, closer to the objective, trying to keep them off once they get low.
Purple Highway going down south. Looks like Zach Fontaine managing to grab an early pick. That's pretty good for Pheonix. He's not going to confirm it, which is interesting. Usually you want to... There it is. A couple of extra rounds into the body to make sure he's down.
One down on the south, that blue beamer.
Ooh. More shots coming out, landing to Cal. Malcriado picking himself up one in that two-story. That's a really nice shot. And suddenly this south side for the Great Apes has opened up. And Mal's going to come in with a shield and smoke. Mino, rather. Mino and Malcriado. A good set of smokes, though. That's going to block the vision of Lightspeed. Uh-oh, this is not looking good.
Luega taken out. Lightspeed is still up inside the objective. He manages to take down the guy. He manages to take down two and stopping the cap.
Wow, and just like that, the hard push from Pheonix is shut down.
That was some great defensive work by the Apes, and especially Lightspeed stopping those cappers from taking that objective right out from underneath
Irish
him.
Gorilla almost team killed Lightspeed on the backside. I don't know if you caught that.
Gibbs, FK Leroy coming up now on the left side of glass building. Ooh, Light wanting to peek out to confirm his kill. Gibbs picking up Lightspeed there on the lower
I
level.
am shocked he hasn't been hit from the cement truck's position yet by Tyler. This it?
Nope. I'm not sure what Tyler's doing over there. Gibbs has now picked up Mano. There's now 2 men on objective. No one nearby. This is going to be a cap for Pheonix right here, guys.
Yeah, as long as Gibbs doesn't get the pick on Tyler, this is an easy 2 points for Mano right here. And they're up 3-0.
And there it is.
Just like that.
And that's going to be a blow to the morale of the Great Apes here. Coming in, having a really close first round. Now they just got capped on. It's 3-0. They're going to have to step up here on this next objective. And luckily, they've got the objective for them to pull it out or try it on. Because this next one is one of the easier ones, in my opinion, to get that cap on.
Yeah, this is a real hard objective to defend. It's so exposed to so many different angles, so many of your defensive positions you need to take are exposed to grenades, and it's just a hard one to really hold down and defend.
It is, yeah. It's definitely much tougher for defense than it is for offense here. You just need a few clean picks on offense to be able to get that spot that you need to cap this objective. But on defense, you've got to be on it until the last man's dead or that timer runs out.
I think a valid strategy for this is you send somebody to rooftop. Yeah, I don't know if you can get there fast enough as Volk.
No, usually if you're on defense and rushing the roof, you're going to end up in a firefight on the north side before you can actually get to roof. But you can hit those guys trying to transition up to the roof from whatever angle they might be coming from.
Bulega has been playing pretty aggressive, so we'll see if he opts to push real far forward there. Yeah, they are going to send some guys over there.
Yep, and the Great Apes are going to run a similar pattern to how they attacked the previous objective.
Look at where,
got 3 men going
where
north.
Mino is. Look at how fast he's pushed up here.
Yeah, he has gotten way up there, and I think we saw this same strategy against Pheonix and Danglers. Irish knows he's there, though. Gunshots coming out from Irish. I just reset my camera. Of course I did.
You can come to mine. Ooh, gets picked up by Tyler.
That was a nice assist from Tyler. Good way to take the pressure off Irish, because I think if Irish would have peeked again there, he would have been a dead man.
Yeah, now Irish has free reign to push forward. He has no fear here. Might get spotted by Leroy. Does get picked.
I was just wondering if he was going to check that direction at all. Tyler hears the shots that come out that pick up on Irish.
Yeah, it's not looking...
Gibbs is now rotating.
It's not looking good for Great Apes 2v4 right now. Pheonix have gotten some real early pickups across the board. Bulega has taken control of the roof. This is going to make it really hard for Tyler to do anything.
And Tyler gets taken out from Blue Eagle on the rooftop.
I'm surprised Belega didn't spot Tyler there.
And it's all up to Lightsteed, last man alive. Moving up through the center. He's running through the gauntlet, and it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Pheonix picks up their last round and win the final map 4-0.
Well, that was a pretty quick series, hour and a half.
Not too bad, yeah.
Pheonix coming out 12-3, really putting in a dominant performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a good fight. There were some great rounds in there, and the Apes had some great plays going. It just kind of fell apart there in the end, and you know, it ended up hurting them. And I think by that last map, the morale was probably a little tough. That last map loss, knowing that you lost the series, but still playing that third map, it's not easy to do. So, you know, credit to the Great Apes. They played a great game. They put up a great matchup against Pheonix, who's got some really talented players on their team. You know, with a little bit more work on their coordination, I think the Great Apes are going to be a tough team and probably start rising back up through the ranks here in the latter half of the season.
I expect Zach Fontaine to either get picked up by a team or we'll see him on Pheonix pretty shortly here, because he had a great performance in this series. And for him to be a reservist is quite surprising.
Agreed. Yeah, that was interesting. And it's funny because we talk about, you know, if you haven't joined the league, you should join the league. Well, both of these teams that you saw playing here today are both recruiting according to the VR Master League website. So if you're looking to get into the game, you think you've got what it takes, hit these guys up because they're looking for talented players. And I'm sure they would definitely appreciate finding a good talent to throw into the mix and try and improve on their strats.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that will be it for us today, though. I don't believe we have any more games on the night. I think that's it for the week. Curious to see what kind of matchups we get next weekend. A lot of MMR has been swapped around today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely interested to see what the weekly matchups are. But then again, I'm always interested to see what the weekly matchups are. I wake up every Monday morning looking at my phone right away to look for that announcement on Discord that says what each week is going to be and see who not only my team is going to play, but also what other matchups are going to be going on and who might be the game to watch that week. And with this level of competition coming out from all the teams involved, it's that need to find out and that need to watch is getting even stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. If you did enjoy the show, hit that follow button. There's going to be more Master League games here pretty much every weekend, but also Thursday, Fridays. We don't really have matches on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's very rare, but it does happen. So you want to follow and make sure you can see that. Check out the Onward VR Master League Twitter as well. They tweet whenever games go live. And that's it. My name's NightFiree. My co-host Sleepy here. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody.